Hello Bishes, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, but it might inspire some of y'all to do something like this during this state of quarantine where you're just stuck at home and you might want to bake something. Today we are going to be making macarons out of my characters from my comics on Instagram. Today we are going to be transforming the two main characters, Mish and Vera, into macarons, and I will be doing it with the help of my lovely little sister. But anyway, since this is something I've never really done before, I have no clue how it's going to turn out. I've never collabed with my sister before because I used to just think that our types of arts are just so different, and finally we are merging our skills both into one thing. So yeah, this is the first time I'm really doing a video where culinary arts and animation / cartoons come together. I got my handy dandy iPad Pro ready. I'm going to take some references of my characters and doodle out what they might look like in a macaron form so it can be a guide for my sister to look at and then make the macaron based on these shapes. So yeah, let's draw my characters as macarons. So before this process begins, I had to ask my sister what is doable and what is not, because just because you make a detailed illustration doesn't mean it's always going to translate as is into a macaron form. So this is a time in life where bless anime for existing, for teaching me the ways of chibis and why they are so important, because a chibi is just basically a miniature version of, you know, a full drawn character, and you're just kind of simplifying them and making them cuter. And I think this is such an intelligent idea that was definitely inspired from anime, because by creating chibis of full drawn characters, you are allowing yourself to create more marketing opportunities for your characters. So just know that if you're making a macaron or something small out of a character, you're going to have to find ways to change the design where it still resembles the character, but you're just minimalizing things to make it easier to read in macaron form, because it's not like you can really sketch out the drawing on a macaron. It's more of you're trying to shape out the whole character with the ingredients. Okay, so I have the characters all drawn out now, and I'm going to give it to my sister so that she can look at it and then try to do what she needs to do to create this, in which I really have no fucking clue how she's gonna do this, because I myself am not really familiar with the world of baking and cooking. Like, I'm honestly not a good cook or baker or anything within the food world. So we're going to witness my sister's magic and how she's going to produce this shit. So welcome my sister and her baking tutorial. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, you're seeing this. This is Little Bish, or Olivia. Today is a very special day because we are making Mish and Vera macarons, French macarons. I just like to say that I am no expert at making macarons. You know, to be quite honest, when I make them, it's either a hit or miss. So this is either gonna be a hit or miss. So as you can see, these are like pretty thick and chubby lines. I used a Sharpie to trace basically the outlines on it, so I kind of know where to fill in with the batter. I flipped the image over and then I basically traced her backwards so that the Sharpie's on the back, so you're not piping onto Sharpie ink and getting some type of food poisoning. And now we can begin!
This recipe is from Sumo Pocky, and you'll need 80 grams of almond flour and 80 grams of powdered sugar. You're going to sift the almond flour and powdered sugar together. We don't have a sifter right now, so we're just using a whisk. Please don't judge us. So we're gonna start off with 70 grams of egg whites in a large bowl. We're gonna beat it until it gets foamy. When it's foamy, we're gonna start sprinkling in 90 grams of granulated sugar, but you want to do this a little at a time. So sprinkle in some sugar, then beat, and then eventually, on a really high speed, we're gonna get to these stiff, glossy peaks. And then we're gonna add in our mixture of almond flour and powdered sugar and slowly fold it together. You want to be gentle, folks. Gentle is the key. So basically, you want to fold and then let it fall. Fold and it falls. Look at that. And then eventually you're gonna mix in your food coloring. Here we're doing pink for the niche ones. Then transfer that to a piping bag with a circle tip. And now we have all our colors for our niche macarons. So now we're gonna get to piping, folks. I always like to pipe a little less than I think I'll need because the batter does spread as it settles. Now we're doing a little tap tap action to get rid of any air bubbles. Now we're gonna continue piping.
Oh my god, she's so cute. Oh my god, she's so cute. So we messed up on that one and we just thought like, oh, we'll cover her eyes as sunglasses. But then her sunglasses fucking exploded. These are so adorable.
So basically, you're gonna do that all over again, except dye your colors the appropriate colors for Vera. Eyelashes. I didn't have a piping tip that was small enough, so instead I just put the batter in a Ziploc bag and cut off a hole by the tip.
So for the frosting, we will need half a stick of unsalted butter, a cup of powdered sugar, a sprinkling of salt, and for the miche macarons, we're gonna make them strawberry flavored, the frosting, and then the frosting for Vera is gonna be blueberry flavored. The recipe is the same for both, but for the blueberry ones, you're just gonna use 1 to 2 tablespoons of blueberry jam, and then for the strawberry flavored ones, use 1 to 2 tablespoons of strawberry puree or jam, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So now that we've got all of our lovely macarons, you're gonna pair them up as best as possible, see which ones fit. Sometimes the front may be larger, the back may be smaller, so find ones that are around the same size. So again, the blueberry is for Vera. Also, yes, I cheated and just use a circle behind her. I actually would recommend doing the smaller side because that way, oh, she's a little gassy. So that way you don't overfill and like shit comes like squishing out, and then just sandwich them together. And look, there she is. She's perfect. And you're just gonna repeat with the rest. And you don't want to overfill, you know, still leave room at the border so she doesn't all squish out, you know. What if I want her to squish out? I mean, honestly, you can do whatever you want. Nothing matters anymore. And that's how the macarons niche. So, thanks for joining us today on our macaron macro venture.
But don't we have to do a taste test?
You're right. You're right. Who are we?
Okay, so now that the macarons are all done, we're gonna give them a taste test.
I don't know which one. Actually, I'm gonna choose the ugly one just so I don't have to look at her anymore.
Same. Okay, which one should I eat that's like ugly? I like how we're just like,
backs.
Let's just eat the ugly one.
I feel like you should eat yourself. Cheers. cheers to
Oh my god, I feel like this matches us though, because I'm more blue and you're more like
precisely. I already fucking crushed her face, if you can see. Okay, let's try it. Sugar. She prays titty. I mixed up the words pretty and taste, so I said it. I said it prays titty damn good. That's what happens when you eat macarons, y'all. It does this shit to you. So sugar is a real drug. This is what she's become. So sister, tell me about your reflective thoughts on this experience.
I really thought this was gonna be a failure.
Me too.
Because it's like sometimes I just struggle enough with making regular circular macarons. Like, how can I do this detail? But I really think it was the recipe. So guys, if you want to try this, definitely use the recipe that I mentioned. I don't know why, but it was just like really good. Like, I've never handled a macaron batter like this before, and it was just like really kind to me.
So if people are interested in your work, where can they check you out?
Olives and lamb with a b.com or olives and lamb on Instagram. Cheers.
So yeah, if you're interested in my sister's work, you can definitely check her out on her blog or Instagram because she makes some pretty damn good recipes and I get to see her take snapshots of them every day. And yeah, thanks for watching this video and we'll see y'all in the next one.